And tonight we're going to kind of tie in some of the other physical work we've done throughout the past 5 weeks and bring it all together into a nice, challenging flow. If you've been doing some of the YouTube links, you may be a little bit more prepared. If there's anything that doesn't feel right for your body or you don't want to try it, that's perfectly fine. No need to try anything you're uncomfortable with. So as you come to sit, roll the shoulders back and down. And we'll just take a few deep breaths in and out through the nose. Inviting your full awareness into the space, whatever space that is, and letting go of your day. Decide if you'd like to have the hands face up, palms face up, ready to release some energy. So if you're feeling a little anxious or overwhelmed, it might be nice to let go. Turn the palms down if you're feeling a little drained and you want to keep some of that energy in. Just decide which is right for you at the moment. You don't need to think about it too much. Feel the elbows relax under the shoulders melt away from the ears. And with our next inhale, we really start to lengthen up through the top of the head, focusing on that nice strong spine supporting our seated posture. Let's take 3 more full breaths in and out through the nose. At the end of your next exhale, draw the chin all the way to the chest. Feel the shoulders drop back and down again. And then start to invite in some small movements through the head and neck, moving in whichever way feels good for you. And the idea here, as we get a little deeper into our yoga practice, we start to tune into our inner teacher, just our inner guide that tells us which posture is right for the moment, which movement is right for the moment. Maybe reminds us to breathe when we get a little caught up. So at any point that your inner teacher is telling you to do something a little different, feel free to listen. And you're in the safe space of your own home, so can always do whatever you feel like. No one will really know. All right, take a big inhale. We'll blink the eyes open, bring your gaze back up. And then we'll just lean back and switch the cross of the legs. Good. All right, sitting up nice and tall again. We'll start with some side bends. So walk those fingertips out, reach one arm up and over. Good. Feeling that stretch run down all the way from the fingertips into the waist. Notice if the knee and hip lift up. See if you can push them back down. Big inhale breath. Exhale draws you back to center and over to the other side. Big inhale breath. Exhale, deepen. We'll come back through center. We'll walk the fingertips forward, push the sit bones back. Good. Take a big inhale and draw the heart in between the arms. So you're really creating that lift. And then exhale, fold forward. Hands can melt down, head can relax, rounding the back. Good. Find any movement that feels good for you. Maybe a little sway, or you can continue to lift and lower. If the floor feels really far away, then lift the floor to you, bringing blocks or a pillow under your hands. We'll take one more big breath. Filling the rib cage, the back of the body with air. Exhale all the way and rock right onto the hands and knees. Good. If you want to use that blanket that you were sitting on to spread out for the knees, feel free to set that up. And then we'll come into a tabletop position. Good. When you get there, root down into the hands, root down into the knees. Roll the shoulders back and down. You can do that little check where we tuck the toes under and hover the knees off the floor just to notice if the spine stays neutral and the core is engaged. And then we'll start to inhale and exhale through the nose. Pull the heart forward, lift the chest, and then exhale, round. Good. Try about 3 or 4 more, following your breath. Last one here. Good. We'll come back to a neutral spine. Walk the hands one handprint forward, push down into the whole palm. Fingers spread nice and wide. Tuck those toes under and lift the knees up and back into downward facing dog. And we'll start with that fluid movement. So just pedal out the legs. Let those hips really sway side to side. Let the head relax. Good. Finding some space in the body today. And then letting go of any judgment that comes up, starting to evaluate why or how the body's moving. Just let go of all of those thoughts. Just let your full attention be with your breath and your body. We'll take one more full inhale and then slowly lower down. Good. Inhale, let's pull the heart through. Nice big stretch. And then exhale, toes tuck under, and we'll round all the way back to downward dog, building into a little flow. So we'll inhale, knees come down, pull the heart through. Exhale, reach back, downward facing dog. A few more here. And if you're just mastering this little movement, feel free to stay where you are. If you want to deepen, I'll give you an option for that next. So we inhale here and we push the hips back. And then we round forward into a little high plank. And then we lower down to the knees. So we inhale here. And then we exhale round and lower knees down. So it kind of creates a little bit more of a circular movement. Just try a few. Really opening up the body, seeing what feels right for you. Last one, wherever you are. And then we'll come back down to our tabletop position. Nice job. All right, let's go ahead and take the right leg out to the side and then bring it all the way out in front of you. If you need to use your blocks, that's a great time to grab them. And we're coming into a lunge. The first part of our lunge is just setting up where the right foot needs to be. So feel free to slide the left knee back on your blanket if you need to. Good. We want to make sure the knee doesn't go past the ankle. The front knee doesn't go past the ankle. And then we'll slowly start to deepen by pushing the hips forward. We want to bring our effort into the front of the left thigh, so that back leg. Take a breath here. See how that feels. And then we're going to begin to twist. So we'll take the left hand to the top of the right knee, and right hand's going to come behind. Create a little twist for the spine. Belly pulls in. You might look over that right shoulder. Good. If you want to go a little further, start to bring that left elbow down to the knee. And then from here, we'll push those hips forward. We'll take another inhale. And then only if this feels okay for you, you can reach back. Maybe hold on to that lifted foot behind you. Good. If it's a little challenging for balance, that left hand can go to the block on the left. instead of crossing over the knee. This twist is going to be a little bit more unstable. And then we're pulling that foot in. If your hand and foot don't reach, you can just keep them reaching towards one another or keep the foot down and hand on the hip. Good. We'll take 2 more full breaths. Last one. And then rotate all the way back to center. Good. Little half split here to open up that right hamstring. Wiggle hip side to side. Give that left hip flexor a break. And then we'll try all that on the other side. So swing that right leg back. That left leg comes forward. Centered between your blocks or your hands and shift into that lunge. Roll the shoulders back, look up, lengthen. Check in on that right leg. See if you can go a little deeper without letting the knee shoot past. And then we'll begin to twist. Right hand comes to the top of the left knee, left hand to the hip. Nice, gentle twist for the spine. You can look towards that left elbow. Take another breath here. Elbow can come to the knee, and then possibly lifting that back right foot. Reach for it with the hand and pull it in. This is a big muscle to stretch, that right quad, front of the thigh. Take your time. So if it takes your breath away to pull that leg in, maybe ease back. Do a little less. Take one more big inhale. Good. Give yourself the space you need. And then slowly release without letting that foot snap down towards the floor. And we'll come back into our little half split. Wiggle out those hips side to side. Roll the shoulders back and down. Good. Begin to shift forward into your lunge. And then we're going to step that right foot up to the top of the mat. Good. You can reach behind you, remove your blanket, your props. Blocks can stay up towards the front. We'll inhale, pull the heart forward, nice long spine. Stretch those hips back and exhale, fold. Let the head relax. Good. Knees can be bent as we start off our forward fold. Again, listen to what your body needs here. Take another inhale. Exhale all the way. And then slowly roll up. One vertebrae at a time. Nice and gentle. All right. So we're starting off our flow with a balancing pose. It wouldn't hurt to have kind of a chair close by, maybe towards the corner of your mat just to reach out to, or you might already be close to a coffee table or a wall if you want to have that close by. But from the standing pose, we're going to step back into our warrior one. So let's try it out. We'll bring the hands to the hips, draw the feet together, find that nice strong Tadasana foundation, mountain pose, shoulders back and down, head balanced between the shoulders. And then slight bend in the knees, and we'll bring that right foot up. Just see how that feels. Notice what happens. Have you already locked out the standing left leg? And see if you can keep a slight bend. It's going to create a little bit more ease in your balance. Take the right hand to the outside of the foot if you can. If not, then just reach in that direction. And then bring the left hand up. Good. So we're not trying to really stretch into any variation if you know where we're going. We're not going there yet. Keep the standing leg bent. Take one more inhale. Tip forward slightly, and then send the right foot back, warrior one. Good. Heel comes down, eyes focused, and then sweep that right arm up with the left. Front knee bent, back leg nice and straight. We'll take an inhale. Open up that heart, deepen. Good. We've been doing this pose since the very first class over a month ago. So find some space to open up. Take a new variation, maybe a back bend. Maybe you just deepen in the legs. Take one more full breath here. Exhale, hands to the hips, and slowly straighten the front leg, fold over. Hips are square, so bring that right hip forward, left hip back, and slowly tip. Good. Pause when you get about halfway, check in on your left knee, make sure it feels good, and then add your props, whatever that might be. Might be hands on the shin. You could stack blocks one on top of the other. Good. We'll pull the heart forward, create a little bit more lift, and then you can start to fold, really deepening the stretch in that front leg. Keep your back heel down and your right hip rolling forward, left hip pulling back. 2 or 3 more breaths here. Last one. Good. We'll bend the front knee. Slowly come up. And then we're going to test out that balance again by lifting the back heel, bending the right knee. Good. Check in. See if you can get that right knee a little bit closer to the floor, opening up that right hip. Take an inhale. Exhale, pivot right heel down and open up to the right side of the mat, warrior two. Here, we'll take a wider stance. So wiggle those feet out wider so you can really deepen into your warrior two. Good. We'll take another breath. Exhale to get lower. Inhale to stay and smile and enjoy. Exhale tips us back, reverse warrior. Right hand slides down the back leg. Inhale, create space. Exhale, reach up and over the front leg, straighten the front leg, triangle pose. Use that block or hand on either the front or the back of the foot. Try both, see which one you prefer. Good, nice job. Take another complete breath, roll that right shoulder back. Exhale, bend the left knee, bring both hands closer to the floor. And our goal is to step back to a plank pose. Good. Set up for your plank. Wider feet might help. We're going to look slightly out in front of the mat. Draw everything up on the front of the body. So thighs pull up, low belly pulls up, chest lifts. And then shoulder blades go back and down, tailbone tucks under, heels draw back. Think of it as like a nice big circle. Inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice job. Child's pose is always welcome, especially when we go to that downward dog. Great place to take it. Spread out through the fingertips. Press the chest back. Feel those hips lift and then feel the heels lower. We'll take another full breath. And exhale. Shift forward back into that plank pose. If you'd like we did in the beginning of class, you can find a high plank, which means we round the shoulders up, pull the belly in more, and then we tip the shoulders just past the fingertips. We'll take another breath, and then we'll lower down to the belly. Try to do it slow and controlled, though sometimes we plop down, and that's okay too. Good. We're going to start to take the top of the thighs back. So I like to do that by tucking the toes under and pull the front of your hips back. That just gives you a better surface area for coming up to a back bend. We're going to start with the hands slightly out of the mat to kind of have these arches in your arms or elbows. And you're slowly going to push up just to the point that the front of the rib cage is coming up. Draw the elbows in and slide the shoulders away, feeling this lift come from the back of the body. We'll take a big inhale. Shoulders keep staying relaxed away from the ears. And then lower down. Good. Bring those hands a little closer into the body, but still front of the fingertips are just in line with the top of the shoulders. They're not way back here. Good. We'll wrap the elbows in and slowly come up a little bit deeper of a cobra. You might come up higher, but make sure you're getting that lift from the bottom of the shoulder blades, scooping you up. Good. One more big breath. And exhale, lower down. Good. Shake out the head and neck. Relax the back of the neck. Slide the elbows a little lower this time, slide the hands a little lower, and elbows will lower too. So the thumbs are kind of tucked under the rib cage. You're going to push into the hand, push into the top of the feet, engage the legs, and peel up any amount. Good. You're using 100% of your back to lift up, and height really doesn't matter. It's can you hover your hands and maintain the same height. That's how you know that back, that support for your spine is really working. Take one more big breath. Check in. And then lower all the way down. Good. Bring the forehead down. Shake out the head and neck. Hands come out in front of the shoulders again. Tuck those toes under. Make your way up and back to downward dog. Movement, space. Again, check into that inner teacher where we just notice. Each of us has our own personal experience on the mat. As much as I try to lead you through a practice, still have to find what makes sense for you. Take one more breath. Bend the knees, start to walk the hands and feet together. We'll inhale about halfway, lifting up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach those hands out to the side. Find all that space as you come back up to standing, hands to heart center. Big exhale. Nice job. We'll try all of that on the other side. So we'll come to Tadasana first. Root down in the feet. Roll the shoulders down. Notice already if the head's kind of leaning forward of the chest. See if you can pull it back. Often our head throws off most of the balance because we're used to it kind of jutting out in front of us. We'll bend the knees slightly, keeping that standing leg bent, and then lift the left foot. Check in here. Are you already wobbling and waving all over the place? And that's perfectly fine. If you want to go further, reach the hand to the outside of the foot. Did you lock out the standing leg? Bend it again. And then right hand reaches up. Eyes are focused on a non-moving point. We'll take a big inhale to create space without really deepening the stretch, just to create a little bit more length. Exhale all the way. And then inhale, we'll step the left foot back, land the heel down, sweep the left hand forward into your warrior one. Good. Start to bring that left hip forward, pull the right hip back. Little different variation here. If you want to interweave the hands behind the head, wrap the elbows in and just use the head in the hands to help open up the heart. If you feel this in your low back, then you're not engaging through the front of the body enough and you may be doing a little too much. Try to feel this in the shoulders. Take one more big inhale in that back bend. Maybe you look up. Exhale, deepen. And then slowly straighten the front leg, hands to the hips. Tip forward as you square off the hips. So pull that right hip back and lean. Good, nice job. Pause here. Lengthen through the top of the head. Pull the hip creases back. And notice if you're rolling to the pinky edge of the foot, tendency is to lift that big toe mound up. See if you can root it down. That's going to engage the inner line of the leg, inner edge of the leg. Take one more big breath. Good, great place to have some blocks here as you fold over. Deepening any amount. That might mean you let the shoulders round, head can come down, or you might just bring the hands to something. Good. Keep drawing the inner thighs together. Steady breath. Last one. All right, from here, we'll bring those hands to the hips. Good, bend that front knee. Pivot the back heel up and then bend that left leg. Good. Really bringing your lunge down. Notice if as soon as you do that, you lean forward. See if you can keep those shoulders stacked over the hips. Good. We'll take another breath here. Even if that left leg starts to wake up and talk to you, that's the point. We'll inhale. Exhale, pivot left heel down, open up to face the left side of the mat. Good. We'll reach out and deepen, maybe really stretching out those feet. So feel free to toe heel the feet a little wider. We're looking for the right heel to intersect the left arch. So we create this line of the feet. Good. Reach out, stretch out. Deepening. Stay for the full inhale and full exhale. Next inhale tips you back, reverse warrior. Left hand slides down the back leg, right fingertips lift up. And then straighten the front leg, reach out and over into your triangle pose. Good. Right hand can come down, pull the left shoulder back and tuck that right hip forward. Good. Notice if you're kind of letting that right hip swing back, draw it in. Make the inner right thigh work a little harder. Good. Take another breath. Stay for the exhale. And then bend the right knee, pivot down towards the floor. Step back into your plank pose. However you choose to get there is great. Good. Once you set up, really root down into the hands. Squeeze the back of the body. Look forward so you're not rounding those shoulders too much. We'll get to that in a moment. And smile for 3, 2, 1. Push it up and back. Downward facing dog. Good. Here's where we deepen. Take an inhale. Sigh it out. And then we'll slowly begin to come forward back to our plank. Good. Round the shoulders, lift up and over the fingertips. Hold here in that high plank and then lower down nice and slow. Good. Great job. Untuck the toes. All right. So we're doing 3 cobras once again. You can choose the one you liked the best. We did out, shoulders, and rib cage, or you can, and just do 3 of them, or you can do the 3 we did again. So whatever you choose, whatever makes sense for you. We're going to push down through the top of the feet, roll those shoulders back, push into the heel of the hand, and peel up. We create space by lifting from the back of the body. So imagine someone is scooping your heart forward, or imagine your shoulder blades are scooping your heart forward. Good. No one else can do that, just you. One more breath. Lower down. Good. Bring the right ear all the way down. Lift those feet. Let the legs windshield wiper side to side. And then feet come down. Reset the hands wherever you choose. And inhale, draw up. Good. The idea is that you're not leading with the head. That would look like this. We're leading with the back of the heart. Good. The back of the body should be challenged, maybe even shaky. Arms are fairly effortless. We'll take one more breath. And exhale, fold. This time we'll place the left ear down. Good. Lift the feet. Windshield wiper them side to side. Good. This last one, we're going to go right from our cobra into our downward facing dog. So push into those hands. Roll the shoulders back. Wrap the elbows in. Lift up. Last breath. Continue to push into the hands. Tuck the toes under. Downward facing dog. Inhale here completely. Let the breath go. Look forward, step slowly or hop the feet towards the hands. We'll lift halfway and fold to deepen. Reverse warrior brings us out, or excuse me, reverse swan dive brings us out and up. And exhale, those hands come down through center. All right. So we are going to deepen our balancing pose by doing dancer's pose next. This is one of my favorites, and I believe it's Megan's favorite too. She posted that a few weeks ago when I asked everybody's favorite pose. So if this doesn't feel quite right, you can use a wall. It'll look like this. You're going to kick into the foot into the hand, or you'll just do the same thing we just did, reaching for the outside of the foot and just drawing in. Okay. All right. So let's set this up. Reach down into your Tadasana pose. First, draw the feet together, and then bring a slight bend into the knees, because again, that's going to create a little space for us to wobble and move as we need to. We'll take the right hand out to the side and palm faces up. The idea is when we pull this arm back, we can reach for the inside of the foot and the shoulder stays open. We never want to close off the shoulder to reach for the foot. We always want to keep the palm facing up. Okay. So palm faces up out to the side, and then already set up that left hand to counter that balance. Okay. We'll lift the right foot off the floor, move the hand to the inside of the foot, and slowly bring your thumb to the big toe. Good. That will draw everything back into center. And then you kick the foot into the hand, kick, 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 before even leaning forward. Keep kicking and leaning to counter that balance. My standing leg is still bent. And then right at the very end, I can straighten it out as I kick a little bit more. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly come halfway up. Step back, heel or toe down, and then sweep the right arm up, high lunge pose. Nice job. Deep in by pushing the right hip slightly forward. Pull the left hip back. Find your balance. Beautiful. Nice job. One more inhale. And exhale. Open up into warrior two. Right heel pivots down. Good. Find that nice deep posture. Left thigh getting close to parallel to the floor. And we'll hold for 3, 2, 1. Reach it back, reverse warrior. Good. Open up through that left side of the body. Inhale all the way. And exhale, triangle pose. Straighten out the left leg. Good. Feel free to come to a block, hand to the floor, as long as you're not letting the shoulders come forward. Keep the shoulders drawing back. We'll take one more breath here, and then we're coming into side angle next. So we'll bend the left knee. Hand comes to the inside of the foot, or if you're using a block, it'll be on the inside of the ankle. And then that right hand is going to reach, palm faces down towards the floor and reach up and over. Good. Really drop the hips here. If you want to go a little deeper, you could try a bind by bringing the shoulder on the inside of the knee, sweep that right hand behind you, and hook those hands together. Good. From here, if you're way down towards the floor, pull the shoulders back, gluing the shoulder and the inside of the knee together, and then drop the hips. Good. Nice job. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Hands come down. Good. Step that left foot back. Make your way into plank. We're going to hold. 3, 2, 1. High plank, and then lower down. Good. All right, we're adding on here to our cobra. So start by just coming up onto the elbows and releasing the top of the feet down. And then we'll come up into a bow pose next. So 2 options here. Bow, full bow looks like this. We're not going to do it yet. I'm just showing you. You reach for the top of the ankles and we lift, okay? If that doesn't feel right, you're going to do half bow, where one arm and foot is reaching out. You roll to the side and you bring your hand and foot together, okay? So Decide which one is for you. If you can't get both feet, just try half. All right, let's bring those hands under the shoulder. Find a slight lift in the chest by scooping the back of the body forward, and then bring those feet up. Good, you can walk the front of the thighs back. Reach for your feet. Good. If you had to kind of wiggle and shimmy to get them, now draw everything back through center. Good. We're going to push down through the front of the hips, flex the feet, pull the arms back using the strength of the legs to find that lift. So you can easily look forward. If it's challenging to look forward, use more strength in the legs. We'll take another breath for 3, 2, 1. Lower down, but don't let go of the feet. If you're just doing a half bow, this is where you're going to switch legs, and we're going to come up one more time. Draw everything back to center. Exhale. Inhale. Bring air into the belly. Inflate and lift up. Last one. Lower all the way down. Nice job. Hands come under the shoulders, toes tuck under, straight back to downward facing dog. Yeah. Child's pose is also a great transition here. Pedal out those legs. Let the head hang. Good. Bent knees will really help open up that low back. We'll take one more breath. Side out. And then walk the feet towards the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, bring it out and up. And hands to center. All right, let's try all of that on the other side. Root down in the feet, slight bend in the knees. Find your strong mountain pose. We'll take the left hand out to the side, palm facing up from over here. And gently reach for the inside of the foot. Make sure the inside of your elbow is opening out to the side. Right arm reaches up. Good. Kick the foot into the hand. Just like our bow pose, we use the strength of the leg to create that opening, that bow shape. And then lean forward only enough so that your kick back and your lean forward is balanced. Good. Take one more full breath. Kick, kick, and lean. And then step back, high lunge. Good, nice job. Deepen into the legs. Toe down, hands up, heel lifted. Good. We'll take another full breath. And open up, warrior 2. Nice job. Reach out through the fingertips. Slide the shoulder blades back. Inhale here. For 3, 2, 1. And then tip back, reverse warrior. Inhale to open up. Really feel that stretch from the front of the rib cage, right rib cage, to the top of the right hip. Breathe into that space and then straighten the right leg. Exhale into your triangle pose. Good. We'll inhale here. Roll that right shoulder forward. That's going to come in handy when we do our side angle. Bringing the right shoulder to the front of the knee. Inhale. Exhale, bend that right knee. Hand can come down. Good. Turn the palm to face forward and then all the way down towards the floor, side angle pose. Inhale here. Continue to drop those hips as you reach the left hand behind. Right hand might reach under. You may need to lean forward slightly to get those hands together, and then correct that action by pulling the shoulders back to look more towards the side. That brings the hips in line, and then we drop. Good. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and then hands come down. Step back to plank. Inhale all the way. Exhale all the way. We'll tip forward, round the shoulders, lower down, all the way to the belly. Inhale here. All right, so you can do side to side, or you can do one long bow pose. So if you're doing each leg, you're going to have to pause and do the other leg. We're just going to do one long hold for bow. If you want to switch up the grip of the hands, I'll give you some options for that. So the first grip, like we did, is to the outside of the feet. The next grip would be thumb towards the big toe with the eye of the elbow facing out, just like we did in dancer's pose. If you do that grip, make sure that your feet aren't spread out. You want to start to draw them in. Big opening for the elbows and shoulders. Exhale all the way. Big inhale, inflate and pull up with the strength of the legs. Flex those feet, toes pulling back. We have about 4 to 5 more breaths. Last one here. And lower down. Nice job. Release everything. Let the shoulders round forward. Let the head fall to one side. Lift the head. Turn it to the other side. Hands come down. Right under the shoulders. Push it back. Downward facing dog. Inhale all the way. Exhale, side out. And then bend those knees. Walk or step into your forward fold. We're going to be here for a moment. Start to widen out your forward fold. Good. Clasp at opposite elbow and sway, making a little figure 8 design. Good, nice job. And then bring a deep bend into those knees. Let the hands just hang towards the floor. We'll take one more big breath. Reverse swan dive, bring it out and up. Good, nice job. All right, we have one more little group of poses, balancing poses, and then we're going to come down and slow everything down towards the floor. We're linking 4 balancing poses together. It's really fun, I promise. What I'd suggest is having a chair seat or something so you don't have to fall. If you do come out of the pose, you don't have to reset the whole thing. You can just kind of tap your hand down, gain your balance again. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, especially linking these poses together. So you know what we're going to do. We're going to do tree pose, tree pose to dancer pose, to half moon, which is this one, into warrior 3, which is this one. Okay. So we're going to try all 4 together, one leg, all 4 together, another leg. Let's start in tree pose with our right leg. Root down through the feet. If you do not have, if you just have blocks, I suggest the blocks being out in front of you. All right, root down through the feet. Take your right knee out to the side. Lift it up into your tree. Hands to heart center. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, feel that left foot grounding down towards the earth, establishing your roots. And then we'll take that right foot back. Find your dancer's pose. Left hand forward, right foot kicks back to open up that right shoulder. And then bring the left hand down. Good. You can keep the hand on the foot as you tilt the hips open. And then eventually releasing the foot, opening up into your half moon. Nice job. Inhale, open that right shoulder, big breath. Exhale, close off the front of the right hip, then the right shoulder. Hands can be on blocks, hands can be back, or hands can be forward. Hold for 3, 2, 1, right foot down, Fold all the way. Let it go. Nice job. One more leg. We'll bend those knees, roll up the spine, and try it all on the other side. I told you it'd be fun. All right, when you're ready, let's set up in your tree. If your prop was helpful, position it to where you need it and root down. Take your left knee out to the side. Come into your tree pose first. Establish your roots down through the right foot. Relax and soften. Good. Inhale here and exhale. Start to make your way into your dancer's pose. Lean and open, not so much that you're going to fall out of the pose, but so you can find the balance. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and then start to open up. Again, you can keep the grip on the foot and then release it for your half moon. Find the breath in each pose, and then left hand, left hip is going to reach towards the floor. You can set up both hands, bring a bend into the standing leg to find that balance. Hands can reach forward, and we have 3, 2, and 1. Lower it all the way down. Good. Come into that nice wide forward fold again and let it go. Feel free to hang out here just in that sway, back of the hands towards blocks or the floor. If you want a little bit more depth, you're going to bend the knees, slide the palms under the balls of the feet. Good. Once you get into that position, legs will straighten slightly, any amount. Let the back of the head and neck relax. And you're gently pulling your torso closer to the legs, any amount. Arms stay loose, elbows relaxed. One more big breath. Feel free to sigh out. And then release the hands from the feet. We'll gently roll up the spine. All right, we'll finish up on our bellies for our final twist. So gather the things you'd like for Shavasana, because from that twist, we'll just land on the back when we're ready. Come on down. If you prefer to flow down, go ahead. Get in an extra plank if you're really feeling it. Otherwise, we'll just reach down towards the floor. We're going to start with the right arm. Palm slides under the chest and then reaches to the opposite side. Good. From there, you're going to roll and let that left arm open behind you. It might not come all the way down to the floor. If it's lifted, just slide a pillow or something under this left shoulder. Good. You're going to bend that left leg and open up into your twist. You can adjust your sacrum a little bit. Feel free to stay here if you want a little bit more depth. You're going to extend the left leg to the right hand. You might grab on. Good. The other variation is to bend your right foot and reach up. So you're kind of in this bind and then spread back out towards the floor. However you choose to be in this pose, you could just do one of them. Good. Just the one behind you, just the leg out in front of you, whatever one feels good for you. And we're going to breathe here. Think about wringing out the spine, letting go of that holding on of the core muscles of the back, letting go of tension in the shoulders and neck. We'll take one more full breath. And then we'll slowly roll back onto the belly. So let go of anything you're holding on to. And then bring those legs back down, roll onto the belly. Check in. Hands can make a little pillow for the forehead. Wiggle out those hips. Then we'll go to the other side. So the left hand's going to come under the chest, palm facing up. Right hand rolls open. Good. And you might just stay right here. There's no need to hold on to anything if you just want to be here. Good. If you do want to hook your hand around the right foot, you can do that. Right hand can reach left foot. Take one more full breath here. From here, let go of what you're holding on to and just roll onto the back. So you may need to kind of lift your hips and reposition yourself to be on your mat. Good. As you get there, whatever movement, tune into that inner teacher once again of what you might need. You can let your legs windshield wiper side to side. You could pull them into the chest. You could find a happy baby pose. And here, when we slow down and rest at the end of our practice, is where our body absorbs all the benefits of what we've done. So giving yourself just as much time and space to be here, exerting just as much effort to unwind as you did to ramp up. When you're ready, we'll begin to set up for our final relaxation. So you can put socks on, you can cover up with a blanket. Good. If you have that chair used for balance, you could just place the calves in the chair. That's a really nice variation of Shavasana. You could bend the knees and let the knees fall together, supporting themselves, or let the legs go straight. And we will tuck the shoulders under the back of the body. Palms face up. Few more intentional breaths. Taking a quick body scan. Maybe noticing how the work you've done, physical and mental, feels. And letting all of that go eventually, any expectation, plan, let it all release. Slowly begin to wiggle the fingers and toes, inviting some gentle movement back to the surface of the body. Taking your time to roll to one side. And before coming up to sit, or if you're already there, just take a moment intentionally carrying whatever you need from class tonight. So it might have been just that brief moment of sense of power or accomplishment for being in a certain pose, a physical feeling in the body. It might have been a sense of calm that washed over you and you took a deep breath. Even if it was just brief, you can carry that into that feeling, into whatever you need it for throughout your week, your month, your year. And then leaving behind all the rest of it, anything else you don't need, anything that came up, a thought, leave all that behind. Eventually coming all the way up to sit when you're ready. We'll gather the hands at the heart center. And I'd love to close class tonight with the Chant of One Ohm. Not quite the same effect as doing it in one space when we fill that space with our sound, but it may give you if you're interested in practicing it, it might feel comfortable doing it from the comfort of your own home. So the idea is that we all bring all our effort and different energies into one sound, encompassing all that is. We'll inhale together. Exhale with Om. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste.